In a world where towering SUVs and sleek crossovers dominate the roads where performance meets practicality, the once mighty sedan stands quietly in the shadows, fading like a forgotten legend. Its spirited sibling, the sports sedan, fights even harder to hold on, becoming a rare breed in the modern automotive jungle. But long before these machines were overshadowed, there was a time when the sports sedan was the heart of the open road. A time when engineers, racers, and dreamers refused to settle for ordinary. Their mission? To infuse everyday family cars with the soul of a racer. And thus began an era that would shape the way we feel speed forever. Welcome to Gear Pulse Insight, where every story roars to life. The roots of the sports sedan stretch back to the 1930s, though the true revolution began in the swinging 60s. From the foggy lanes of Britain to the autobahns of Germany, two machines emerged, each redefining what it meant to drive fast and live free. From the United Kingdom came the Lotus version of the Ford Cortina. From Germany, the BMW 0-2 series. Two names, two nations, one shared heartbeat performance. The first wave of the modern sports sedan broke in the 60s as carmakers started blending racing DNA with everyday usability. The result? Machines that were thrilling yet practical vehicles you could take to work and to the racetrack. Among these icons was the legendary Lotus Cortina, a masterpiece born from the collaboration between Ford and Lotus. Its story began with the Cortina Mark I, which hit the roads between 1963 and 1966. Behind the scenes, Lotus engineers were cooking up magic, a twin-cam evolution of Ford's Kent inline-4 engine. This refined heart, displacing 1.6 liters, was small but mighty. British journalist Walter Hayes, working with Ford at the time, convinced Colin Chapman, the founder of Lotus, to marry this engine with the Cortina for homologation purposes, and thus, the Mark I Lotus Cortina came to life. The new heart delivered 105 horsepower, but that was just the beginning. The gearbox came straight from the Lotus Elan. The suspension was reworked, and lighter components were fitted to shave off precious weight. Most Cortinas wore a striking white coat with iconic green racing stripes that became their signature look. Over 4 years, a total of 3,306 Mark I Lotus Cortinas rolled out, each echoing Chapman's genius and Ford's practicality. As the Cortina evolved, so did its Lotus variant, getting subtle, mechanical, and visual tweaks. Then came 1966, the dawn of the Mark II Lotus Cortina. Now built at Ford's Dagenham plant instead of Lotus's workshop, the new version kept the same spirited 1.6-liter Lotus Ford twin-cam engine, but squeezed out a few extra horses, around 110 horsepower in total. The changes weren't just under the hood, they were in the soul. A refreshed front fascia, more color options, and those beloved stripes, now optional, made it both elegant and athletic. Between 1966 and 1970, Ford produced 4,093 Mark II Lotus Cortinas, before drawing the curtain on this unforgettable chapter. Though the Cortina name lived on until 1982, no future generation would carry the Lotus badge. The legend had been written. Now, let's cross over to Germany, where precision met passion. This isn't about the 2 series you see today, but its ancestor, the 02 series, a line that ran from 1966 to 1977. Born from the Neue Klasse, the 02 series aimed to bring that same elegance and power into a smaller, more spirited form. The first to arrive was the BMW 1602, unveiled at the Geneva Motor Show in 1966. Its name told a story: 1600 for the 1.6-liter engine, and the 2 for its 2-door body. This sleek, compact sedan was more than a car. It was a declaration that driving should stir the soul. Under its hood lived a 1.6-liter inline-4 engine, producing 84 horsepower and 96 pound-feet of torque. But BMW wasn't done. They unleashed the 1600 Ti in 1971, a performance variant that delivered a punchier 104 horsepower. Then, in 1968, came the true star, the BMW 2002. Armed with a 2-liter engine generating up to 118 horsepower, it became a global sensation. The 2002 Ti model took things even further, offering 128 horsepower, while the 2002 Turbo, unveiled in 1973, made history as Europe's first turbocharged production car, producing a thrilling 168 horsepower and 177 pound-feet of torque. Unfortunately, its timing clashed with the 1973 oil crisis, limiting production to just 1,672 units. This made the BMW 2002 Turbo not just a machine, but a rare artifact of automotive bravery. The crisis reshaped the 02 lineup. In 1975, BMW released the economy-focused 1502, powered by a 1.5-liter engine, producing 74 horsepower. It marked the end of an era when the last model bowed out in 1977. The 02 series wasn't just about mass production, it was a canvas for imagination. There was the BMW 2002 GT4, a stunning coupe penned by Italian designer Pietro Frua, with only 2 ever built. Then came the BMW 2002 Ti Diana, created to celebrate the wedding of racing driver Hubert Hani and actress Diana Kerner, just 12 made, each in a unique color. And finally, the BMW Garmisch, a visionary concept by Marcello Gandini of Bertone, unveiled at the Geneva Motor Show to surprise BMW itself. But perhaps the most futuristic creation of all was the BMW 1602 Electro, the brand's first ever electric car, built for the Munich Olympic Games in 1972. Its 43 horsepower motor offered a glimpse into the electric future we live in today, even if its range was barely 20 to 37 miles. From the roaring twin-cam Cortinas to the spirited 02s, these cars weren't just machines, they were movement. They defined the sports sedan as we know it today: fast, elegant, versatile, and endlessly emotional. They showed that speed doesn't have to sacrifice comfort, and practicality can still make your heart race. Even decades later, their legacy fuels the DNA of every performance sedan we see on the road. And as we close this chapter, the question lingers: what came after these legends? What car carried their torch into the next generation of speed and soul? You'll find out soon. Until then, keep your engines warm, your hearts racing, and your pulse tuned to Gear Pulse Insight.